How do you kill your zombie cells, get rid of the junk in your trunk, and build your immune system?
Gabby Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Welcome to the show, Catherine.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be here with you because I'm recently 45 years old. I have been recently hit with perimenopause. I have a deep desire to understand and uncover the world of living an alkaline life and having an alkaline diet. And I'm absolutely committed to my health and well-being. You said something about people over 40 and it really hit me. Just tell us what you said.
Well, after the age of 40, chronic disease is hitting everybody, absolutely everybody. And I want to help people understand why and how algae, particularly spirulina, and in this case, chlorella, can be the effortless way to solve that, to prevent it, to correct it. And it does it with food. Algae is not a supplement. It is a food. And it's a gift to us from Mother Nature. It was the first life on Earth, as I explained to you earlier, 4 billion years ago. Not just the first plant, the first life. And so I always turn to Mother Nature when I'm looking for solutions. And algae is a gift to us, as I mentioned, from Mother Nature. We just grow it so carefully. We preserve all the goodies that she put in there for us. But we're in a crisis. We're in a health crisis, a nutritional crisis, an environmental crisis, a mental health crisis. And something needs to change. Something needs to change.
Something definitely needs to change. And you saw that in your own life. Your younger sister was diagnosed with cancer.
Right. And right after she turned 40. I mean, it's really crazy how this is so almost predictable. And she lived in Canada, and her oncologist was a woman. So women tend to be a little more open to nutritional issues than men. And in Canada, it's not quite as pharmaceutically dogma as it is here. And so we were very lucky that her oncologist gave her this advice to change her diet to an alkaline diet. And then I just jumped in to help her. I knew nothing about nutrition. I was doing international business, but I love my sister and I'm a good researcher, hence the recent PhD. So it turned out that alkaline diets help you for a couple of reasons. One, they're loaded with chlorophyll. It turned out to be a plant-based diet. Chlorophyll's been documented in tens of thousands of studies showing how it builds your immune system. It actually is absolutely almost identical to the chemical composition of your blood. Your blood. So chlorophyll builds your blood. So that was one thing. She wanted her to have a healthy immune system while she was going through chemo. Number two, it turns out that cancer cannot, or any disease, quite honestly, cannot exist in your cells if they are slightly alkaline. They cannot. There's a German scientist by the name of Otto Warburg who won a Nobel Prize in the 40s in Germany for discovering this. So having an alkaline diet would help keep the cells slightly alkaline to prevent further cancer from growing. So I have to believe that was the other reason. So anyway, I helped her, and in the process, I started learning about plant-based nutrition. I went back to school to study nutrition at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and that led
IIN. I work with teachers at IIN.
All right, good for you. So I graduated in 2009, so it was quite a while ago. So it was one of the last, in live classes. But this whole process led me to algae, because as I was teaching people the importance of a plant-based diet, I kept getting pushback from people saying, "Oh, I don't like it. It gives me gas, or too expensive.
Yeah.
They go bad quickly. My kids won't eat them. My husband won't eat them." So I thought, I got to find something that's easy for people to get the nourishment, to get the chlorophyll, but no work, no effort. And I just dug deeper into everything I'd found for my sister. And algae turned out to be the answer, because it comes in tiny little tablets. That's how we sell ours, that are about the size of a baby aspirin. Each tablet has the same nutrition as an entire plate of vegetables. And most people swallow
One
these. One tablet. One baby little, because here's the thing. Well, there's different types of algae, and we'll get into this, but microalgae, which spirulina and chlorella are microscopic in size. And so you could get 1,000,000 of them on the head of a pin. So when you consolidate all that nutrition, you start to understand why it's so nutrient dense. And there's a quote we have from NASA that says 1 gram of algae has the same nutrition as 1,000 grams of vegetables. 1 to 1,000. And
what?
1 to, and so here's the sad thing. So anyway, so that's why I dove into algae, because it was alkaline, nutrient dense, 40 vitamins and minerals. United Nations has endorsed it. for 50 years. They had a global conference in 1974 declaring spirulina algae the answer to world hunger. Why? Because it has the highest protein in the world and is a sustainable crop. So NASA has endorsed it. United Nations endorses it. It's grown in Asia. It's been grown in Asia as an agricultural crop for 60 years. It's as big as the beef industry is here. They take it every day.
In Asia.
In Asia.
Yeah.
The Japanese, by the way,
so they all look great and don't age.
They don't age. They have the best longevity.
Yes.
They have lowest cancer rates, lowest obesity rates, great skin and hair, and they do not leave their house every day without taking chlorella and spirulina algae.
So do they take it in a supplement form?
They take it, yes, because they don't use supplements in Asia. They only take chlorella algae. They don't take supplements like we do. And it's food. So
yes.
It's been safely used, 100,000 studies documenting what it does. It's been endorsed by international agencies. And the only problem with algae, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, nobody outside of Asia knows about it and knows about its healing properties.
Right. And you know what? I know about algae. There's this little store in the East Village in New York City, and I lived in the East Village for about 10 years. And it's called Live Live, and it's just like we got to get energy bits in there.
Yeah.
But it's 100%. They probably even have it.
Yeah.
But this is like one of those stores that like has the bee pollen and the probiotic drinks.
Yeah.
All of it way before any of this was a trendy thing, right?
Yeah.
So you'd go in there and they'd be like, "Here's your tincture for this.
Yeah.
And here's your this and this." And I always was brought up homeopathic, very very passionate about just natural approaches to medicine. And the place I first was introduced to chlorella and introduced to spirulina was in these little pellets that they sold there, just like energy bits. These like little bit, but it was the only place I could find it, and they made them themselves. And so if they're in Live Live, like I guarantee you're on to the coolest next thing or the most important thing, because this is one of those little tiny health food stores that just finds the stuff that works.
Yeah.
And you know that, okay, if they've got it there, this is trusted. So you've got my Live Live check of approval, which I've already, but also I use the product.
Yeah.
And so, okay, let's get into this a little further. You talk a lot about mitochondria.
Yes.
For the newcomer, even me who has a lot of information here, I would like to understand all you can tell me about mitochondria.
Absolutely, because it ultimately is the key to preventing cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, osteoporosis, gut health issues, sleep health issues, fatigue. Everything ultimately comes to your mitochondria. And so what the mitochondria are is they generate what's called cellular energy. It's known as ATP. You need cellular energy for everything, for walking, talking, thinking, sleeping, breathing, absolutely everything. Think of it, compare your body to a building. In the building, the thing that allows work to be done in the offices are the lights. So think of the mitochondria as the lights in your body that allow everything to be done. Without the lights, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And the mitochondria are what create these lights for you. And not only are they the light bulbs, they are also the electricity. Now, the problem is the mitochondria they're inside all of your cells. And in the process of generating this electricity called cellular energy, the mitochondria who have their own DNA get damaged because in the process of making this cellular energy, things called free radicals are released. We all know about free radicals are very damaging, and normally antioxidants can neutralize a free radical so it's not as damaging. The problem with your mitochondria is that they have two membranes, and this inner membrane prevents virtually all antioxidants from getting in there. So you can't take vitamin C, vitamin E, nothing. It's like being in the ICE unit. Nothing. It's in lockdown. And this is in all of your mitochondria. So what happens in the process of making all this cellular energy, when you have all this free radicals being produced, the mitochondria get damaged. Now, and as they get damaged, they either die or they get mutated. And this is what causes your cellular energy to be reduced, which leads your body to not be able to function properly. Think of it this way. If you had a dinner party and everyone had a wonderful dinner, and then you thought, oh, shoot, I forgot to buy the dessert. Well, I have one little cupcake left over from, my last dinner party. So let's say you had 20 guests. And so you had to cut that little cupcake into 20 little pieces. Nobody would be happy because nobody got a nice dessert. Well, your body's the same way about cellular energy. energy. If you're not creating enough cellular energy, no part of your body is working efficiently. Not your brain, not your gut, not your sleep, not your heart, nothing. But the flip side is when you start to create more cellular energy because you've been able to protect your mitochondria and get your lights turned back on, now suddenly you have lots of cellular energy. Everybody is happy. Your gut gets what it needs. Your brain gets what it needs. Your heart, your energy, everything improves because suddenly now all of your lights are turned back on. And spirulina algae has the nutrients that does that. It's one in particular, it's called superoxide dismutase. I know it's a long word, SOD for short. What is so special about this antioxidant? Well, it is the one that deactivates this, the worst free radical in your mitochondria, the process of cellular energy, is called superoxide. And it's so damaging because it has 3 unpaired electrons. Normally, a free radical has 1. So this stuff called superoxide dismutase goes in there. It's like the fireman, just hoses down that superoxide and turns it into water, harmless water. Your mitochondria are saved. Now, the good news is your body makes this for you from the moment you're born, just like it makes things like melatonin that help you sleep, hormones that help you grow. So your body's got you covered. Mother Nature, she knew what she was cooking up. But the problem is, as you get older, this superoxide dismutase production reduces. Think of this stuff called superoxide dismutase like a big golf umbrella. So while you're creating all this great cellular energy and the byproduct are these free radicals, you've got this big golf umbrella called superoxide dismutase that's protecting your mitochondria. As you inch towards 30, that big golf umbrella shrinks to the size of a totes umbrella. Not so helpful. By the time you're 40, it's the size of a cocktail umbrella. And after 40, no umbrella. This is exactly when everyone is getting sick because their mitochondria no longer have the protection of this stuff called superoxide dismutase.
You're making me want to eat
gone.
the bits right now.
Yeah. And I am proof of this because I take no medications. I take no other supplements. I have been taking spirulina and chlorella every single day for the last 15 years. Yeah. And we're sitting here and I do not look 68. I am 68. So ladies, and especially ladies,
you do not
I am
look
2
68.
years away from 70. And I just got my PhD. Who does that?
Right.
So
and do you feel like your brain is functioning?
On fire.
On fire.
I sleep well, I poop well, I think well, I write all the scientific papers. I only have millennials working for me. They can't keep up with me. I travel all over the place.
I can't keep up with you right here.
So I want everyone to feel the health level that I'm at at my age and at any age. And nobody can believe it. I have had tests done that show my biological age is 30. I am fit. My chronological age is 68. And so there you go. I've just shaved, like Brian Johnson, I'm going to do a throwdown with you. He's spending $5 million a year to shave off a couple of years. I'm spending the equivalent of $6 a day, $10 a day. Yeah. And I've shaved off 30 years off my life.
I'm really excited about you because you said things that are music to my ears. You sleep well. You have energy. You got a PhD in your late 60s, right? This is, if you're listening, I'm sitting across from an absolutely gorgeous woman, beautiful blonde
This is all my own hair.
All of her
I have
own
no
hair.
She
Are you serious? That's all your hair?
Oh yeah, there's no extensions.
She has this long, gorgeous hair. I was convinced it was extensions.
No, it's all attached.
And she shows up and she's pushing 70 here. And this woman is gorgeous. She has more energy than me. She looks like she's in the best shape. Did this living, and this is all you're saying, because of algae, chlorophyll, and you're eating it in your energy bits, and are you chewing it? Are you
I chew it.
I like chewing it too.
Yeah, but I do want people to understand the different algae. Okay. So spirulina is a blue-green algae, and we call ours energy bits because it gives you cellular energy. It also gives you physical, mental energy. So, and it's not a stimulant kind of energy. A stimulant is like caffeine, chemicals, or sugar, and you get a burst of energy, and then you have a crash. That's not what you get from spirulina. Spirulina gives you steady energy. If you were doing a workout, you would have more energy. You would lift more, run more, and you wouldn't even notice it. And if you're not working out, You'll just realize that you're not fatigued, your focus is great, and you're not hungry.
Yeah.
So that's spirulina. And we package it in a blue package because it's a blue-green algae. And the difference between a stimulant and a spirulina energy, again, is that a stimulant is like putting paper on a fire, so you get that burst and then a crash. Algae is like putting a log on the fire. Very steady. I call it steady Eddie. There's no drama. No drama with and you can have as much as you want because it's food. We fuel NHL teams and they take 75 spirulina tablets before a game and they have a 75 chlorella after. But for the average person, 10 tablets of the spirulina in the morning would fill your nutritional gaps, would get you out the door. You could have 30 for lunch. 1 calorie per tablet, 40 vitamins and minerals, highest collagen, highest protein, highest chlorophyll in the world. You can eliminate a lot of your other nutrients.
Why are
supplements.
they? Why? So you have them in tablets. I've had other products where it's in. Yeah, I know it's so cute. I'm going to have some right now while we're talking. You're going to hear me crunching, everybody. So you have them in tablets. Sorry, I'm pulling it all out. Oop, I'll get that later. You have them in tablets, and my question is, some people have their spirulina in a powder form.
Yeah.
They'll throw it in their smoothie, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
What's the value of the tablet?
Sure. Well, a couple of things. First of all, I was determined to make a difference in the world. And so to do that, I have to make something absolutely effortless for as many people as possible. When you have a powder, you still have to mix it. Who knows if you can't travel with it, if the lid comes off.
So annoying to travel with powders.
Yeah, very, very annoying. Number two, you can always grind up the tablets and put them in your smoothie. You can
throw them in your smoothie.
If you want to. They won't dissolve in water, but they will grind fine. So I chose the tablets because I want everybody to be able to put them in their lunch bag, their gym bag, their travel bag, give them to their kids, give them to their pets. This is ours is the safest, purest food you'll ever put in your body. And again, it is food. It's not a supplement. But the other thing is, we're known for having the highest quality because the way we grow it, it's grown in fresh water. Yes, there is algae in the ocean. This is grown hydroponically in fresh water, and ours is triple filtered, so there's no toxins. But the most important thing to know about us is that, and algae in general, it's not like growing broccoli or carrots. It's more like making wine. And when wine is affected, by the angle of the sun, we grow ours in Taiwan, which is has the highest quality standards for growing algae. But more importantly is the production process. The way you make your wine determines the flavor, the quality. Same with algae. The most important thing people need to know about us is that we do not use high heat to dry the algae, not even when we put it into the tablets. And when you get powder, very often they have used high heat, lots of greens powders, because they have to mix everything up. And the reason why this is important is because heat kills enzymes. Heat deactivates nutrients. And that one I just talked about, superoxide dismutase, is going to protect your little mitochondria so that you don't have to decline as you get older. You don't have to have disease as you get older. That is deactivated by high heat. So if you go to Target or some of these other places and buy a lower quality algae, I can almost promise you they used high heat. Very often also with powders, they've used high heat to mix it.
Right.
And so ours is preserved. It's a raw food. Our algae tablets are a raw food. And just to give you further confidence, there's places like a center called the Hippocrates Institute, which is in Florida. They take patients who are very sick, stage 3, 4 cancer, and they have a 99% success rate in healing them. What's the first thing they do?
Algae.
They give them raw spirulina. Why? Because of that superoxide dismutase that heals their mitochondria. And also the blue pigment that's in spirulina doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. It's called phycocyanin. And I'm going to spell it for you because I want people to Google this. It's phycoycinin. I may be wrong there. What's so special about this blue phycocyanin? Are you ready?
Yeah.
It kills cancer cells. Scientifically proven to kill cancer cells. Raise your hand if you want chemotherapy. Yeah, nobody wants chemotherapy. Mother Nature has given us this thing called phycocyanin, and the chemotherapy companies are already using it in their treatments to kill the cancer cells. But it does it automatically in your body. But it also is deactivated by high heat. So Mother Nature again. She's my mentor. She should be everybody's mentor. She has given us something that is so valuable, but most people don't know about algae and these nutrients that are in it. And the algae that is available here in North America is not grown as carefully, so you're missing the ability for these nutrients to be active in your body.
Okay, this is so much great information. Now, I went over to a girlfriend's house last summer, and she had this box of energy bits, your product, on her counter. This is a girlfriend of mine who is in her late 30s, in extraordinary shape. She's actually Swedish. So she comes from the world of just, saunas and ice plunges.
Which are terrific for you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? And she's like, oh, I take it. I can't recall. I want to make sure I get this right. She was saying that she was taking it for detoxification. And this is where I want to get into detoxification.
That would be chlorella.
So she was taking the chlorella.
One. Yeah.
And she was taking it, I want to say, was it before or after she sweat? What's the way to do it?
So these two algae, and I did describe spirulina a bit. Chlorella is a green algae. It has the highest chlorophyll in the world. It's called chlorella because of the chlorophyll. It has 500 times more chlorophyll than arugula, 25 times more chlorophyll than liquid chlorophyll. Nothing in the world with more chlorophyll than algae. And as I mentioned, it builds your blood. It kills bacteria. But chlorella also it has a hard cell wall that attaches to toxins, all the heavy metals, lead, mercury, radiation, aluminum, pesticides, glyphosate, alcohol, lactic acid. Mm-hmm. So it's very detoxing, and it still has fiber in it, which feeds the gut biome. Just as an aside, I want you to know that spirulina is not even a plant. It's a bacteria. So it has no cellulose wall, no fiber. But the benefit for that is that it gets absorbed almost instantly, which is why all those nutrients, like that one that protects your mitochondria, can get absorbed immediately and goes directly to the cells. But for chlorella, that's the wellness detoxing algae. So when you're doing a sauna, red light, any of these
sweating in your
sweating,
workout.
yeah, we generally are still recommending the spirulina before whatever you do. And here's why: it still is loaded with chlorophyll, but it will get into your body within 5 minutes. Chlorella takes a good hour and a half because it has that hard cell wall. So you take the spirulina before, and then you take the chlorella after. Think of chlorella as the cleanup crew. So when you're doing the cold plunge, the cryotherapy, the red light therapy, sauna, you're helping your body go through a process that's called apoptosis, which is basically killing all the garbage cells that you don't want. They're called zombie cells, and they're inflammatory, and you don't want them. And so when you do any of these treatments, you're killing those cells, those work, but then you don't want them hanging around. If you've just killed dead, crappy cells with lots of toxins in them, you don't want those toxins hanging around. That's what chlorella does. It's the cleanup crew. It's like going to a Taylor Swift concert and everybody's left, there's all this trash on the floor. That's what chlorella does. It picks up all the trash. It's like, I could say, and by the way, it stimulates what's called peristalsis, which is a bowel movement. You got to get rid of this, call it your junk in your trunk.
Yeah.
Because if it's sitting there, your blood circulates around and picks up all the toxins that are sitting there. The stuff that's in your colon is stuff your body did not want. And if you don't get rid of it, it's a problem. It's like having a garbage truck parked in front of your house permanently.
Okay, so this is how to get rid of zombie cells and the junk in your trunk.
Yes, that's chlorella.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
and build your immune system.
And build your immune system. How do you kill your zombie cells, get rid of the junk in your trunk, and build your immune system?
That would be chlorella algae. And ours is called recovery bits because it helps you recover. And here's the other.
Tell me one more time the process so we can slow this down for my listener, right? Maybe they do sauna therapy. Maybe they do cold plunge. Maybe they just sweat when they work out. Maybe they just take a cold bath, whatever their process might be. But let's see. Prior to sweating, exercise or heat, you would take your spirulina.
Absolutely. Take at least 10, 20 is better. And if you're
these little bits of spirulina.
They're about the size of a baby aspirin. So
and the spirulina is doing what? The spirulina is
energizing your cells so that you have more cellular energy for your workout.
And detoxification.
And well, it's not really detoxing. Spirulina is not detoxing. That's only chlorella.
Okay.
Spirulina is nourishing and energizing, and it's healing at the mitochondria level, so that whatever you're doing is going to be magnified, whether you're doing the cold plunge because all that nourishment is in your cells while you're doing it.
Okay. So you've taken your spirulina, maybe 10, just swallow
15,
them like
20, as many as you can.
All right, so there's no limit. Okay,
Absolutely no limit.
Okay, then you're going to feel energized. So 5 minutes, your spirulina is kicking in, you're energized. Okay, then you sweat in your sauna, you do a workout, you walk up a hill, you get your sweat on. You start sweating. Just a little sweat's enough, right? Doesn't matter, just sweat.
Anything
that you can do to move your body. Then post-workout, right after, post-sweat,
quickly as you can,
you would take the chlorella.
Yes.
And the chlorella kills those zombie cells.
Well, what it does is the exercise doesn't kill the zombie cells. Things like cold plunge do. Chlorella, which we call recovery bits, help you recover from anything, whether it's fitness, whether it's a cold plunge, because what it's doing is it's attaching itself to all of this garbage that was released if you were doing a treatment and eliminates it. But you need at least 10 tablets will give you wellness benefits. For detox, you do need closer to 30 because it will not hold on to the toxins.
Will you feel, and this is a daily routine?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if I wanted to make this part of my daily routine, I work out every day or I sweat in some way, right? So I would take my 10 spirulina, then I would go do my exercise, then boom, sweat.
Try to take 20 of the chlorella afterwards.
Take 20 chlorella, and
every day.
It's going to help you poop.
Yes.
It's going to get rid of all the junk in the trunk.
Yeah. And generally we recommend the spirulina in the morning because that satisfies your hunger, that gives you energy, gives you focus to get on for your day. As I say, 10 is a minimum, but 20 or 30 is better. And then,
I think I'm going to throw them in my smoothie.
Yeah, do that. And then at night, we recommend the chlorella at night. And here's why. Your body goes through a detox repair cycle. The repair is really important while you are sleeping. So while you're getting your beauty rest, if you have chlorella in your bloodstream, it's pulling out the aluminum from your brain. It's helping your body, your cells repair. It stimulates the release of stem cells.
Okay.
It also has the highest tryptophan in the world, which is a precursor to melatonin that helps you sleep. It will not make you sleepy, but it will help you get into deep sleep. It triggers this thing called peristalsis, which is the bowel movement, gets rid of the junk in your trunk. And it also has very high chlorophyll, which kills bacteria. It kills bacteria in your mouth, in your colon, absolutely everywhere. So that's why chlorella is very healing. It has something called chlorella growth factor, which speeds up the growth of your cells. And as you get older, people just like having not any superoxidase dismutase after the age of 40, which is why their mitochondria are being damaged, which is why they can't sleep, why they're putting on weight, why their brain is getting difficulty when having depression or Alzheimer's and anything. All of this repair happens while you're sleeping.
Great.
So you want the repair while you're sleeping. The spirulina gives you the nourishment so the repair can occur, and the chlorella will speed up that repair process at night.
Okay, so I'm going to put next to my bed, I have my magnesium next to my bed. I have the things that I need to take. I take something saw palmetto I take for my androgens so that my perimenopause isn't so stinky and all the things that go along with perimenopause and sweaty. And then I'll put my chlorella there, and then while I'm sleeping, I'm detoxing.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Okay, gorgeous. I love this. Now, if you were to prescribe somebody a dream alkaline diet, what would that look like?
Well, that's a challenging question because the problem, 10, 15 years ago, I would have said heavily plant-based nutrition. But the reality is our soils are so over monocropped. There's no nutrition in the soils for the plants to pull up any longer, even if you are eating organic. And the other sad thing is that there are things in some plants, like kale and spinach in particular, they're called lectins and oxalates. These are anti-nutrients that cause damage to your stomach lining, which leads to autoimmune and gut health issues. So I can't just give a blanket encouragement of all plants because they're not all equal. But I can give a blanket statement to eat algae and so if you change nothing else in your diet, so carnivores, listen up, paleo, listen up, there are no lectins or oxalates in algae. And for those who don't know what they are proteins that are in plants. The plants develop these things because they to protect themselves from bugs and predators, because they upset their stomach too. So it keeps them away, and it allows the plants to grow. Algae's not a land plant. It started in the ocean. It never had to defend itself by developing lectins and oxalates.
Right.
A lot of people go paleo because they have autoimmune, which was caused very often by these lectins and oxalates, which puncture their stomach lining and cause lots of issues.
Yeah.
So if you did nothing else and you wanted to make your diet more alkaline, algae is the only thing I can universally recommend for everybody.
Okay, Catherine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start my day with my spirulina smoothie. I've got my protein powder in there too, if you don't mind. Okay?
Yeah.
And I've got my kefir in there.
Yeah.
And here my smoothie. Now I'm going to add in the spirulina. So my smoothie is kefir because I need a lot of really good probiotics in my body. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I've got my protein powder because it gives me about 21 grams of protein. Plus you've got the protein and the kefir. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll do a little bit of
This is
aloe.
the highest protein in the world, just so you know.
We'll get more protein then.
Yeah.
Then I just like the taste too.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to throw in my aloe water. Okay. I put in some aloe water. I put in some it's not acai. It's like acacia. It's like a powder that someone referred to me. It's like a fiber powder.
Yeah.
Damn, it's good. Okay. Throw that in. And then I'm going to take 10 or 20.
Well, I would go for
spirulina.
20. Heck,
20
go for 30.
spirulinas.
If you want max the therapeutic amount, we tell people, if you want the maximum value, 30 is your number.
Well, you're talking to a maximizer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So then go
let
for
me ask you a
30.
question. Would it be better to ease in, like not do 30 all at once?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 30 tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 little energy bits in with my beautiful chocolate smoothie will turn green. And that will be my first step. And then at night, I'll put I'm gonna take this little thing and put all my chlorella at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And I'll detox while I'm sleeping.
By the way, the chlorella tastes delicious with spirulina. You can't. It's still very chewy, but it's because the high protein and the high fatty acids. But the chlorella is very dry. It tastes more like a soy nut or a sunflower seed. And both of them are better, but certainly the chlorella, which again we call
I'll snack on them in the car.
I have them with sea salt. My favorite is I eat them with pistachio nuts. And my favorite flavor is salt and vinegar. There's a brand called Wonderful.
I love that product.
So eat them with the pistachio nuts. And if you want to up level even more, are you ready? Macadamia nuts.
Okay.
You put chlorella and macadamia nuts together, close your eyes, you think you're eating potato chips.
Okay, done. That's my plan. Okay, you've given me my plan. I'm going to contact you in 30 days. Okay. I'm going to give you a call in 30 days. I'm going to
I want you to take those that
you might need to send me more.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you I'm going to call you in 30 days. Let you know how it goes. I swear I'm going to get your number now.
I want to know.
And I'm going to tell you what my chlorella spirulina challenge looks like.
Yeah.
I will come back with all the results: gut, sleep, hair, hormones, all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be your case study.
Good. Well, and just so you know, like I said, there's 100,000 studies documenting the different benefits.
Yeah, but you don't have the Gabby study yet, Catherine.
No, I know. I want the Gabby study.
Jeez.
Yeah. This is we're up leveling with the Gabby study, but
you actually really are up leveling with the Gabby study. I like to be a little
good.
Here.
Yeah, we want Gabby data. And we actually just did our own little clinical trial just in the summertime to measure this mitochondria issue, because this, as I said, is where all the rubber hits the road. This is the key determinant for your health.
Right. What would I measure in my blood work if I were to look to see results?
Well, there's not. So we discovered a company called MeScreen. They have, and in fact, their scientist does all the brain research for Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Okay.
And he's doing all of our analysis for us with this clinical trial. And they have developed the only test that's available to test the health of your mitochondria. And so we just did the small clinical trial. And just a little early results showed us that in 7 days, people's mitochondria health, their cellular energy improved, the ability of the potential of the mitochondria improved so much.
Can I be in the study?
We've already finished it, but we're going to do a larger one.
Can I be in the next one?
Absolutely.
I want to do it.
So here's what I want you to, so the researcher's name is Dr. Hemal Patel, who does all of Joe Dispenza's work.
Yeah.
I have a quote from him, and he said he did another study last year with 70 participants. They did intermittent fasting for 3 months. That's 90 days. And his quote from our mitochondria study using spirulina, our energy bit spirulina, he said, the results from 7 days of taking spirulina was the same or better than 90 days of doing intermittent fasting.
Okay, that's major because intermittent fasting's a pain. That's
Yeah,
major.
it's really hard for people.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
I am.
And by the way, there's 0 carbs in this. So you can do intermittent fasting.
And you get your protein.
And you're
Everyone's
not
on their
hungry. You don't
insane
get
protein
hangry.
kick. Okay, so how
Doesn't
much
break your
protein
fast.
is in like 10 or 20?
Well, yeah. So this is what's really cool. So Dr. Mindy Peltz even said you can have small amounts of protein and something with low carbs that will not break your fast. And so 30 tablets of our spirulina has 5 grams of protein. And you may think, oh, well, that's nothing. Why should I get so excited about that? But here's the trick. When you eat animal protein, like chicken or fish or beef, you're eating, your body has to break it down into aminos for it to be absorbed. So about a fist size of chicken is about 50 grams of protein. But it takes 2 to 3 days for your body to break it down into the aminos. And most people don't have what's called factors and cofactors. The bottom line is you eat 50 grams of protein, you usually end up with 5 grams of aminos. Okay? And it takes 3 days, up to 3 days. With spirulina, you get 5 grams of protein and you get 5 grams of aminos. So 5 grams of a serving of 30 tablets is like having 50 grams of animal protein, and you get it instantly. Okay. It's called bioavailability, because here's the thing. It's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. And so many people have compromised gut health, as you mentioned. So they're not even absorbing, or they have digestive issues. As you get older, as I mentioned, all these things, the wheels fall off your body because you're not getting all this protection.
If you have compromised gut health, you are not not any
Nothing.
Nutrients. No,
or you're not certainly absorbing what you need.
Exactly.
And you're on this wheel that you just can't get out of it. The thing that corrects everything is the mitochondria. So I tell people I never eat alone. I always eat with my mitochondria. And things like algae is so healthy, particularly the spirulina, for your mitochondria. We can turn everyone's lights back on, get their gut health, their Alzheimer's health. We did another clinical trial last year with a nonprofit that helps prevent suicide rates of military veterans, which is at a heartbreaking almost 50%.
Yep.
And so we gave them these number of discharged military veterans. They've been discharged for 10 years. All we did for 30 days was give them spirulina, 30 tablets, 1 little pouch. And we did a brain scan before and a brain scan after. The brain scan before showed their brain was completely inflamed, which was why they had post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, sleep issues. After 30 days, inflammation gone.
Okay.
Inflammation gone.
Okay. So from here, right here, perimenopausal woman, super inflamed, eating all the right things, but not getting all the nutrients. I'm going to do 30 days. I'm going to report back my results.
All right.
And
you're going to have
a
happy gut.
I want to be in your next clinical trial.
You're going to have a happy well, in fact, we had another biohackers. So we'd love to have you involved, and we're going to do a much larger one next year.
Let's do it.
And we want to show people that this does work, and it works with our particular brand.
I'm very impressed with you. I'm so grateful that you were able to come and be on the show today, because these are the kinds of hacks, I suppose, they're healthy hacks that we need in our world as women, busy women, simple things that we can do to guarantee results. And I'm so psyched that you came in to share this with me. And you're coming into my life at such a pinnacle point, because I'm checking my hormones every single month. I'm on HRT. I'm taking all the supplements. I'm eating all the protein. I'm lifting heavy weights. I'm doing all the things that women need to do at this stage in life. I have every resource under the sun, and I'm so grateful for that. But I'm speaking to a mass amount of women that don't have those resources.
Exactly.
And I need to give them tools that they can use that are effective, that are fast, that are affordable.
And that work.
Right? So that work. So this is a great thing I can offer people to give them that guidance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the other thing is what I tell women is that the things that are most powerful are actually the most natural and basically free. And sleep is a godsend. Please, ladies, get to bed early. The thing. But of course, they have anxiety, so they're not getting sleep. Movement is critical. Breathing is critical. Sunlight is critical. And so is algae. Algae and sleep and movement are my top 3, and it will help you with everything. But with the reason for the algae is the nutrient density and nutrients that aren't found anywhere else but they have to be preserved in the process of being made. And here's the other thing. We have a discount code that you can share with your community.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes it very affordable. So when you take 10 tablets a day, our best value is these large bags of 1,000 tablets. 10 tablets a day is $1 a day.
Yep.
$1 a day to protect your brain, your hormones, your gut, and then the $1 a day for the chlorella to protect your immune system and your gut. So spirulina is the brain food, the mitochondria food, the energy. Every woman I know is tired. People are, after 40, you're putting on weight. Your brain is going into fog. You're running around. This, by the way, saves you time and money because you can give this to your kids. I call the spirulina nutritional insurance. You never have to worry about your kids ever not getting the nutrients they need, and the chlorella is your health insurance. You or your kids will not have colds, nothing.
I'm here for all of this. And so tell me what the discount code is. I want everybody to be able to get it.
Gabby.
Oh, it's just Gabby.
Yeah.
Oh, you made it easy for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go to energybits.com.
Correct. It's ENERGYBITS.
Okay.
Because we call them bits because they're bits of food.
Yeah.
They're bits of nutrition.
Beautiful.
They're bits of longevity, bits of beauty. It's bits.
Go get your bits,
nothing
people.
in there except algae.
Energybits.com, and you use code Gabby at checkout.
Correct.
Use code Gabby at checkout. And what's the percentage discount that you guys are?
20%.
Girlfriend. Okay. So everybody.
It works forever.
I want you to do one small thing. Just do that one small thing. And I'm doing it starting literally right now. I already had 3 energy bits while I was sitting here. I was chewing them. It was amazing. And I feel like I'm getting the protein I need in the middle of the day. So we want you to go head over to energybits.com and use code Gabby. You get 20% off. Catherine, you are my hero. I will be texting you in 30 days to let you know how I feel.
Excellent.
And I love you.
Thank you so much. And one last thing I want to say is that this is probably all new information, but I want to assure everyone algae isn't new. It's just new to you.
Right.
And think about it. You didn't know about chia or matcha or quinoa or bone broth or collagen, even though they had existed for centuries in other countries. Algae predates everything.
Yeah.
First life on Earth, but nobody has told you about it. Nobody has given you a safe product, and nobody can explain it the way that I do. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'll probably be doing it for another 15 because
you got a long way to go.
We got a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of women that need our help. And Mother Nature, she's a gal too. She's got our back. So
I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.